All right. Hey, Jeff, how you doing, bud?
Hey Jay, how we doing? We're
All
here
right.
for the episode one of the Holey Buckets
The
podcast.
Holy
So should
Buckets.
be
Yeah. We have to laugh because it's almost a year ago now, right? Yeah, yeah, next week. So, Jeff, you want to explain where the Holy Buckets comes from?
yeah, I can I'll take us from the top here. All right, so we like it was probably mid-ish April 2023. We
Yeah.
went on a golf trip with there was myself, Jay, our buddy Dave and Jim,
Yep.
and we went to Stream Song and we for like whatever 3 or 4 days, and we get to we're teeing off like crack of dawn, and we
Yeah, on
on
blue
the
on
I believe
blue.
yeah on blue, and at Stream Song blue specifically, end up walking up this really big hill, and the start is up there, and it gives you kind of lay of the land, and we're up there whatever 7 a.m. or right around that time,
Yeah, it was very
and
early.
there's
Yep.
yeah what's our boy Carmine the starter, really kind of
Yeah,
quirky dude,
the
is up there
self-proclaimed
talking.
mayor. Yeah.
Yeah, he's given us the rundown of the course, all the do's and don'ts, and off the first tee, I ended up hitting a pretty solid drive, a little better than normal, and almost drove the green on
Oh
the
yeah, it
first
was
hole.
close. It was close there. Yep.
Yeah, so the guy just like I hit the shot, he just screams, he's like, "Holy buckets!" And he just like it was like his equivalent of like "Holy fuck!"
Holy mac!
And
Oh
then
my, yeah, my dad used to say holy mackerel is about the same stupid thing.
yeah, he's like a fossil. But that was a solid way to start the trip. And we're lucky for him and probably us. The next day, I ended up hitting basically the same shot. And he probably would have had a freaking heart attack
No,
if he saw it 2 days in a row.
yeah, I said holy buckets, like just hamming it up real good, just to make you feel better about it. And since our boy Carmine
Yeah.
wasn't there, so yeah, that's the holy bucket story. I'm sure those of you who visited stream so know exactly what we're talking about. Uh, all right, Jeff, we got an exciting week of golf coming up. I mean, it's Masters week, right? The unofficial start to the golf season. I mean, even though
Yeah,
you
the only golf that matters. I mean, we did just finish the fifth major, Live Golf Miami. So
uh
that's
so Jeff's the big live golf dude here. I like it, but I like it in the sense of like, yeah, I'll just watch Bryson or DJ or Brooks for a while, and then mostly just watch the PGA Tour. But Jeff's all in on live, so um, that's how where we fall.
That's
But
the shape. So I think Jay Agenda, we figured we'll go kind of highlights Live Golf Miami. Then I'll let you run through our Valero
yeah,
Texas Open, and
yeah,
then we can kind of tag team.
you watched most of the live golf this weekend, didn't you? Or
Yeah, I
no?
got through basically all of it, especially the
Yeah,
last round.
I
So
watched most of the PGA Tour stuff. So we can summarize that here for everybody that's listening. But you got some golfing too this weekend, didn't you?
yeah, we got. I did a little spraying over at Hawk. It was like 30-mile-an-hour winds, and then we ended up playing Sunday at Wild Turkey at the Crystal Springs Resort. So that was fun.
Yeah,
I ended up
yeah,
getting it under 90, which was solid.
that's
So at
pretty
least for
good.
me. How about you?
Yeah,
Did you end up hitting?
yeah. I played Sunday at my club. It was good. It's just my golf game is in the tank right now. I mean, it needs work. There's
You
like,
need another, you need another
yeah,
kid or two.
no, I'm done. I'm done. You're up next, dude. In a couple of weeks, you're up next. So you'll know what that's all about. The like the freshman 15 and like the kid gives you the five handicap right away.
Oh
Five
yeah, I
extra shots right
wish.
away.
That would be good for me.
It would
I'd be good
be.
for that. So yeah. All right. Let's jump into this little
Yeah.
live golf
So
Miami.
who ended up winning? I got the leaderboard up here. Who
Well,
ended up
so
winning?
before we get there, let's start just Live Golf Miami. They played it this past weekend. It's played at Trump National, Doral, Blue Monster. Just want to give a little couple pieces of info on the course. So
Oh yeah, that's
they
your
were
favorite
playing
course,
it.
right?
Oh yeah, it's right up there. They were playing it at 7,500 yards. Architect is Dick Wilson, and then the slope and rating is 77.4, and it is and 146, and it's a par 72.
Yeah,
Just
it's
wanted to
pretty
just
tough.
kind of
Yep.
highlight a couple of those stats. I feel like a lot of times you hear on these different pods, they talk about the courses and you don't really have any context because you don't know like what are they playing this thing at? Like Live Golf Hong Kong played at like 6,500. So it's nice, I think, to kind of get a feel for like what the actual
Yeah,
setup
no,
is.
it's a big boys golf course. It was a big boys golf course this week for sure.
Yeah. So, but all right. So, our boy Lean Mean Dean Burmester beat Sergio in a two-hole playoff.
Oh, they
So
went
they
to a
played
playoff
18.
too? Okay.
Yeah, they played 18 twice. Serge ended up washing it on the approach shot on the second playoff hole. He
Wait,
had
wait,
like,
he dumped it in the water too on the second playoff hole.
yeah, he went for it. It was tucked
Oh,
back left. He took that in and just rocketed it out.
how ironic that is that he dumped it in the water too on the playoff hole.
Well, he missed. He
No,
actually he bogeyed.
this the
Yeah,
same freaking thing happened on the PGA Tour. It's just on the first hole, and we'll get to that in a minute, a little later. But it's just I find it funny that the playoff it came down to the same result that way.
yes, it was tough. Serge was on in regulation with a one shot lead and three jacked it from like
Oh,
35 feet.
perfect.
So he forced his playoff for himself. So
And
that's three playoffs he's lost on live,
so
unfortunately. So
he three putted to to
like
make it a playoff, and
yeah,
then
he missed like a 6 footer.
and then he laid the sod over it to lose the playoff.
Yes, he did.
Oh, great. That's what you want out of somebody like Sergio Garcia. Perfect.
Yeah, not the prettiest. I mean, he's hitting the ball so good though. Like, yeah, he had the lead basically.
He
I
always
wouldn't say wire to
does.
wire, but he was rocking it. He shot 5 under round one, 4 under round two, and then he shot 2 under round three. So he was not like schlubbing it. He was hitting really, really good overall. I mean, he had the other close call the other day at Mayakoba when he lost to Joaquin Neiman in that playoff. That went to whatever hole 4 or 5, and
Yeah,
they
in the
ended up
dark.
getting
Yep.
nudged out, which is brutal. But I mean, just kind of looking like leaderboard
Yeah, I'm looking at it
off the
now.
top. So
Yep.
yeah, Dean Burmester won. Serge came in two. Wolf with that just absolute awful golf swing came in third somehow. Somehow, some way, it's unwatchable. I
Somehow
can't even watch it on
he
TV.
yeah, he beat the big guys of Live Golf,
Yeah,
right?
he beat the big boys. Leishman was I didn't really it was weird. They didn't really broadcast much of him at all. Rom was kind of just lingering or he was loitering. Not he wasn't really going to do anything.
Right.
It was he would like birdie or eagle. I'm sorry, mostly birdie, and then would kind of give it back right away. I think the best he got to was 8 or 9 under, but he wasn't really any
Yeah,
threat.
so he finished up at
Hatton,
8. Yep.
yeah, Hatton made an absolute mess. He was just spraying it all over the world. Couldn't get the
I
driver to do
I
anything.
saw online he had that big outburst on that like top drive that he had, and he just
Yeah.
started cursing all over the place.
Well, yeah, yeah, 2 holes earlier he hit it left and lost his mind, f bombing it all over the place. Then on the hole, I think you're referring he got a not ideal bounce, kicked left, screams the f word, and then calls it the c word for fun. So
Yeah.
he really he got the crowd involved with that one. But so you got Leash, then you got at fourth you got Leishman, Rom, Hatton.
Yep.
I think Hatton played a little better than Rom. He seemed a little more solid, a little squirrelier with the driver, but pretty solid tee or like approach and putting. Bryson was in seventh, tied for seventh with Louis Oosthuizen at 7 under.
Yep.
And then you had then it kind of gets a little ugly. You got Answer, Thomas Peters, Neiman, Reed, Gooch. So I
Yeah.
mean, Reed to me is kind of one of the guys that jumps out a little bit just because of the week that we're coming into.
Not about
Um,
no. What about Tyler Gooch? I mean, come on, man.
I
He
mean, is the Masters even going to happen without him
yeah.
there? Well,
It almost didn't. It almost didn't. Then he got a special invite.
the one that killed me was our boy Greg Norman saying that he's like Gooch is the best iron player he's seen in the last 20 years. That's tough.
Yeah,
That's really
a
tough.
lot of
I
good
don't think he's a
player.
bad iron player, but oh, come on, don't do that. Tiger, Scotty, just like
I mean,
oh
20 years ago was 2004, and Tiger's 2007
yeah,
season hadn't happened yet.
yeah. I think Tiger
So
would have just killed him. It would not have been a pretty picture if
and
Gooch
and
went up against the cat.
and some would argue golf ball striking was a little bit harder 20 years ago than compared to now, right? With the ball and everything, technology like that. So it's a
Yeah,
tough,
it was
tough,
not.
tough argument to back up.
Yeah, I think it's just him, being
It,
himself.
It's
Um,
Greg being Greg.
yeah, yeah, good old Greg. And then we got. I will give honorable mention T14, our boy Blandy, just absolutely just getting after it. He's like, there's nothing better. Nobody has had a better career like resurgence other than Richard Bland with Live. He comes to Live and just is like absolutely killing it. But
Pro-
one thing not to get too off the rails, but one thing I do want to kind of comment on that specifically. So you have a guy like Richard Bland, guy not making a ton of cuts, playing a lot of European Tour golf or DP World Tour golf,
yep.
before the Live comes
Yeah.
about. Then he
Your
gets
typical journeyman. Yeah.
yeah. Then he comes over to Live. He's getting guaranteed starts. He's on a team format where every single round matters. And we're seeing, his like I used to swim pretty competitively. We had a thing called garbage yards. It was like where you'd be swimming laps, but you weren't doing it with any purpose. So you didn't get much like value out of it. Like you weren't really working on everything you specifically needed to. But like when you're doing, hitting your marks and practicing in the like proper way or getting like competitive reps, like obviously that's way better. I look at a guy like Richard Bland and all the competitive reps he's getting, even when he's not in contention to win, he's still grinding his face off trying to get points for his team. And
Yeah.
it's like how much is that affecting, or like the Live guys aren't playing as many events, but I would kind of argue the quality of the competitive rounds is probably a little bit better, where you're not getting the backdoor 10th place that Rory does every third tournament, where he's like,
like
he's like,
this
oh, let
one.
me just shoot at 65 on Saturday when it doesn't matter, or Sunday when it doesn't matter. Like,
Right.
that's not really the case in this. So that's just kind of one of the things that I keep thinking back to with these guys. But yeah, so that's kind of the quick down the leaderboard. Cam
He
Smith
beat.
WD'd, which was not
Yeah.
great. He had
I mean,
food poisoning or something.
oh really? He got. Oh, then I
Yeah.
see Moronka's down there too. I mean, people expecting big things out of him this week coming up. I think is even the field. I think so, right?
He is, yeah. So I pulled all there's 13 live golfers in the field at the Masters.
Yeah, I'll
He's
talk
one of
about.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll figure
So he
that out.
got in. And then just one more kind of last down the leaderboard is our boy AK shot a smooth 21 over. I feel like I could probably have done
I'm
that.
still scrolling. I'm trying. There he is.
Yeah.
He finished DFL.
No, 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 he did not.
Why
Because
not?
oh no, no, he did. You're right. I'm
He
sorry.
did
He's
out of the
technically
guys that played all
they
three
gave
rounds.
yeah, yeah, they gave him 53rd because there was the guy who subbed in for Cam. That's how they're keeping him out of DFL.
Yeah.
Brutal.
I
Brutal,
mean,
but
what? I mean, geez. You look at
it's a
him
tough
now.
look.
You look
It's a
at it.
tough
Yeah,
look. He's
very
got
tough.
that nostril welded shot. It's tough.
I mean,
You hate to see it.
he did the Artie Lang. I mean, you might be too young to know who Artie Lang is, Jeff.
Yeah, no, I don't. But
Oh,
all I know is he probably played with enough substance that he could see the future.
The future looks bright.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's the kind of quick down the leaderboard. I'll just go like real quick team performance.
Yeah.
Legion
Anything?
13-1.
Yep.
Range goats were like up their butts
Oh,
up
they won by a
until the
shot.
last hole.
Okay.
Yeah, the kid, I believe it was Vincent Kirat. I always
Yes.
forget there's two Vincent.
Surratt. Oh
No,
no.
no, not Sirach. There's Kirat Vincent, and there's the one that's on the Iron Heads. It was the Vincent kid. He absolutely made a total mess on his finishing hole. I believe it was one, but he ended up saving, I think, bogey to win
Mm-hmm.
by one. So that was
Surratt's that young kid, right? That just came out of.
yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah. I've seen him a couple times.
He's a little up and down, but I don't know where he played. I heard on the broadcast they mentioned it, but he is like solid,
Yeah.
very solid.
Yeah, I've seen the bits that I've seen him play, man. It's impressive, to say the least.
Yeah, so Legion gets the W, Range Goats are 2, Stingers 3. The Stinger thing was really just Usti and Burmester just going crazy on Sunday. They shot combined 5 under, which is pretty big when all 4 scores count.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, for 2
and
under, yeah.
then everybody else was pretty far back. I
Yep.
mean, like it was the 1-2 between Legion and Goats, and then everybody else was in the teens, or everybody that was close was in the teens.
Yeah.
And then we had the High Flyers and Majestics tied for dead last, which is always good.
Yeah.
Love to see that. Tough. I don't know what the answer is with that. I mean, they're just not what you want to see.
Yeah. I mean, you look at the Majestics and it's like, you look at their roster and I'm like, do they ever have a chance?
I think the only person, I honestly, if Liv wants to make this like where you can actually get some value out of these older guys, you got to get them on shorter courses. You look at the Majestics at Hong Kong, solid. You get them to like these, Liv,
Yeah.
or Trump Doral. It's like the nastiest golf course.
You know, it's like
on the list.
only like Stenson can really compete on a course like that. He-
Yeah, and he's hitting 3 wood.
I I
they
mean,
got his they got his
he's probably one of the best 3 wood players off the tee I've ever seen. It's insane.
Oh yeah, well the first time I ever saw Stenson play was at it was his first live tournament at Trump Bedminster. I saw him in
Yeah.
person, and I saw him walking up. I think it was like five. I think it's five. It's the dog leg left up the hill,
Oh yeah.
and I'm watching him like
With the
walk.
RoboCop sunglasses on.
Yeah, yeah, I'm watching him walk up the fairway, and I'm like, he looks just fantastic. He's like so strong and in such good shape, and they ended up winning that tournament. I think he hit 3 wood off every tee, like that was driver or
Yeah.
driving every driving hole, and just absolutely tore that course apart. So yeah, no, I think
I think he
he's
did the
solid.
same thing too years ago at TPC Boston when they had the I forget what the hell the name of that tournament was, but like he was just abuse eight. He would go like 3 with 3 on 18 every week and just
Just
it's
annihilates. Well,
automatic
he hits it so
automatic
far.
birdie.
He tees that thing up so low, and he probably hits it
I
300
know
yards.
it.
It's crazy.
It comes off like a driver. I mean, they all hit the same 3 wood like 160 plus now in ball speed, but his just the trajectory and spin is just like it's like a driver and it hits it on a rope. It's hard to
I don't
beat.
know. I don't know if it's stronger or not, but it looks real strong.
Whatever it is,
you
man,
could
he
you could
just
convince me it's 5 degrees with how far it goes.
yeah, it's the old Phil Frankenwood.
Well, the thing is, it's small though. It's not like what I hit. Like it's not a 2 wood. Like it's not a big head. It looks like an old school
Yeah,
5 or 3 wood.
he used to play the Diablo all the time, and that was when 3 woods were still tiny, and
Yeah,
they had very small sweet spots. They're still forgiving, but not like today's technology. No way, not even close. So
yeah, totally great. All right, so I think that's kind of
does
my.
it
Or
for live?
I guess the last thing I wanted to kind of ask, and we can kind of circle back to it on the Masters side too. I
Yeah,
mean, to me, this course super difficult. I mean, I think we've seen over the last 15 years plus when the
yeah.
PGA played some different events
They
here.
had the WGC there for many years, but
Yeah,
I don't know if they played it much after Gilhan's redesigned it. I think it was played mostly before Gilhan's redesigned it. And then the PGA kind of just quit their partnership after that. But I think they played it once or twice. But what are you saying? How it's related to the Masters? You think
yeah, no, it was
how it
just
preps
more
the
like
guys?
I think it's a really difficult golf course. I don't think like setup wise, it's very similar to Augusta, but I think
No.
it kind of shows who's faking it. Like I watched on the back nine on Sunday, Reed was making a charge, and all of a sudden he just went like he had some big trouble. He bogeyed nine, and then he ended up double bogeying 18. Like I don't think you can really fake it around there. So to me, it's a decent barometer as far as like, hey, how are the guys actually hitting? And are they actually hitting their marks? Because you
Yeah.
can you go to some big course, some of these TPCs that have no water or anything, you just bomb it all over Twin Cities, and then it's like, oh, okay, I shot 20 under.
Yeah.
You didn't really take anything on. You just hit the driver as far as you could
Right.
and then wedged it.
Right. You have the same dispersion somewhere else, and it's like, oh, I'm luckily to make bogey on most of the holes.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, I don't think it's a great comp for Augusta, but I think it's solid in the sense of like, hey, how are these guys playing and what's their form looking
Yeah.
like?
They have
So
to be sharp, right? They got to be sharp.
yeah, that's my thought.
Yeah. So, anything else on live, or we'll move on
Nah,
to
I
what
think we're
happened?
good with Liv. I'm sure we'll cover some on the Masters. I'm good.
For sure. All right, so we'll move on to the PGA Tour side. I caught a lot of this too because boy, Akshay, I don't know how they say it. They say Bhatia on broadcast, but I think it's Bhatia. Like I used to work with a lot of Indian people before, and I think it's Bhatia, but they say Bhatia, whatever. It doesn't matter. Gets his second win at a young age. He's only 22. You seen his swing, Jeff? You seen this guy play before?
It's crazy. I'm
I
not a big
know.
lefty guy, but I like him. He's a great attitude. He hammers the golf ball. He's got
Yeah.
that broomstick action going.
Yeah,
Um,
you're right.
it's crazy. It's like I mean, I watch him putt with that putter, and then I watch Lucas Glover, and like Lucas Glover, I feel like it's like the world's biggest band-aid. I feel like this kid's like rolling the rock. It just doesn't feel the same. Like I feel like he's got stability, he's got some swagger with it.
he
I feel
came
like a
up.
lot of guys are just like trying not to like forejack everything.
Yeah, he came up. I remember I follow on Instagram his coach. I think his coach is out of UNC in North Carolina, Raleigh. and he put him up many years. I feel like maybe a handful of years ago. I seen him like put up reels of this kid, and like he's really good. And then now he comes out on tour and like wins twice, and he's got this awesome swing. Drove the ball like ridiculously good all day. I mean, it's not like TPC San Antonio is like you got to hit it well, but you could spray a little bit and be okay. But I mean, he was hitting, throwing some ropes out there off the tee, and it was
Can I
really
go?
it.
Oh, sorry, can I go mini circle back here with just the course?
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So yeah. Unless you have it, I have
we
it all
can.
teed up.
I got it. It's I know it offhand too. They've played this golf course for many years. Pete Dye and Greg Norman design, mostly Greg Norman. I mean, they got two courses there, right? One's Pete Dye, and then they play the Oaks course, which is the Norman course.
Yeah, you got it.
7,438 yards. So pretty stout.
Oh, it's a golf course, and then slope rating. I only know because I ginned it before this.
What is it?
76 1 and 142. So I
Yeah,
was doing that
that's
mostly to compare it to Doral to see if it was
yeah.
as big boy of a golf course,
Yeah, it
which it's
is.
not.
Oh
Eh,
no. You don't think
I
so?
don't know. It's close. I wouldn't want
Close.
to play from the tips.
No, no. Not because there's a lot of trouble on this golf course. It's just it's long. You need to fly your ball onto the greens a lot. It's got that Mackenzie style bunkering that Greg Norman likes to do. That's from Mackenzie and from the sand belt out back in Australia. A lot of perched up greens and shells. So you really have to. You got to be able to fly your ball high and long, and do things that most mortals can't do on the golf course. So it's fun to watch. I just like it. It presents well on TV. Looks really nice on TV, and a lot of the guys like it. Is it a good comparison to Augusta? No, not really. I mean, just a good way to sharpen up your game before. So with that, yeah, we'll go to the leaderboard here. Obviously, Akshay won with the playoff. The playoff was crazy, kind of similar, like I said before, with Liv. It ended in a similar way. Danny McCarthy, man, he just. I mean, you didn't? Did you hear about his back nine? Did you see any of his back nine?
I heard there was a smooth 28.
I mean, he
That's tough.
he
That
he.
usually would get it done, you would think.
I know. Well, Akshay had such a big lead going into it that he was going to be. I mean, Akshay shot 67, 5 under to in his final round, and he's you would think too that would get it done as well. 5 under going
Oh,
into
it's crazy. Have these two
Sunday.
guys just
Go
play in their
yeah
minds? Yeah, they're just
yeah
going nuts.
going into Sunday, you shoot 67, and it's like I'm in a playoff like that rarely happens on the tour. But these guys separated themselves so much. Um, so they went to a
Well, Jay,
playoff, right?
I guess the other comment. I mean, did you saw this putt on 18, right?
Yeah, I mean, he stared that thing down. I mean,
Yeah,
it.
it's 12-foot slider. Like what the heck? Just
I
absolutely nuts.
I mean, he wasn't going to miss it. You got to think like he's not going to miss this putt just with all the momentum he had going on. It was what seven birdies in a row at that up seventh birdie in a row at that time, and he was just pouring them in like he had one that was a tap in on that long par three, and otherwise everything of that he was just rolling them in. He had a chip in on 15, I think it was, and then everything else he was just center, just pouring in. I mean, just a
No,
clean.
I mean, you have to shoot a 28.
Yeah, and it's all one.
I
It's
mean,
all it. There was there. He. I think he. I wonder how many putts he had on the back nine. It had to be like 10 at most. Maybe I could find that while we're
because
talking.
he birdied 10, he parred 11, birdie 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
Yep, he
So that's
had.
nuts.
He
And you
had
said
one.
he chipped in on one of them. So it's
Yeah,
one less putt.
he had 22 putts in the final round.
Yeah, that's like Cam Smith, I think averages like 26 or 27, which is like equal to like primetime Tiger. So he had four less putts than like basically primetime Cam Smith and Tiger.
Yeah,
That's convincing.
yeah. He had. I mean, he was putting really well all week. McCarthy. He was like strokes game putting in round four. Well, all day was 7.4 for the entire tournament. It's good. Just good for third. It's going to be really tough to beat that. I mean, you shoot 20 under in the PGA tournament, you don't win. A little disappointing, but still, you got to look at it like he was still what 6 shots back and going into the final nine. So for 63 holes, Akshay was just doing really well with that. But
I thought it was over after the front nine. I was like,
He was up
okay,
by
this is a wrap.
6.
Yeah, I was like, okay, good for the kid. That's literally where I went. And then I find
Yeah.
out there's a playoff, and I'm like, what in the world?
Yeah, McCarthy. Yeah, McCarthy just staring him down. But you get to the playoff, and both of them hit good drives, but I think they weren't they weren't in the go zone to go for it in two. So they both lay up to almost the same spot. I'm looking at it on the on the tourcast here. They're almost in the same spot. And then McCarthy, I mean, I think as soon as he hit it, I saw the divot. I'm like, oh no, it was.
Because he just washed it, right? He just
Oh,
chunked like an 80
he
yard
laid the
wedge.
sod over. It wasn't even close.
So he did what I would do, just a sweet heavy wedge.
Yep, there the flange of the blade just got right in.
Oh,
Yeah, it hit it first, and then that was it. No, there was no leading edge at all into the turf there.
well, I heard
So
Ashe also after got some physio work. So there was like
yeah,
I forget. I think it was the fried egg or whatever shotgun start guys were talking about. Like, oh, did he ice him? Like, but then it ended up
no,
I guess he bladed the wedge or chunked the wedge before
before, yeah,
they had the TV timeout for him to get physical therapy.
yeah, no, actually, but it happened when he made the putt to send it into a playoff, and he like said it was during the fist pump. I mean, I don't know, man. You're 22. Like, I don't think fist pump should be taken at your shoulder like that.
I don't know though, but look at that. He's got no muscle mass. He's like he's sticks and bones. Like he's got to be careful in that wind. But
He'll fall through a crack in the floor.
yeah, he is a skinny young kid. If that kid could get some muscle on him, oh my God.
I
He'll
mean,
hit the ball like 500 miles an hour. It'll be the dumbest thing you've ever seen.
oh yeah, should he call Bryson, Jeff?
He should.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
tons of protein. All the protein.
Yeah, and then say, "Oh, my stomach is hurting me," like 6 months later, and wonder why. Although on protein, you will lay some pretty mean gassers, so I mean, yeah, you could be proud about that for a little bit, but
Exactly.
then
Yeah.
he does it.
I don't even know. I'm curious how much that kid weighs. I feel like I think he's like six something.
He's
And
tall,
I mean it wouldn't shock me if he weighs like 140. Like it's crazy. Let's see, height and weight.
130. Oh my God, 6'1", 130.
Yeah, that's nuts. That's crazy. Huh. Yeah, but he plays
Six
good. So
6'1", you should be like 180, 190. I'm
yeah,
thinking. I
if
wouldn't
you're
know
like
what.
pretty
Oh,
muscular.
yeah, I wouldn't know what would it be to be 6'1". Well, you're a little bit closer to that, but
Yeah, Tad.
but yeah, man, 130. Oh, that's pretty light. But hey,
All right, so can we go down to number three for the
the
Golden Boy?
oh Rory. So yeah,
What
so
does this mean? Talk to me.
the 11 under.
Just the
I,
whole thing. The whole thing. What's it mean?
I don't think it means anything. I think he's just there to play and like he's been working
Does he
with
make the
Book.
does he make
He,
the cut at Augusta?
yeah, I think there's no doubt he's going to make the cut at Augusta. I mean, he's been playing very well. He's been driving it very well. His putting, I don't know about his putting, but if he can work his ball like he's been doing, and I mean, he's been taking some lessons with Butch, which I don't know if they've been helping or not helping. I can't. It's too early to tell. I don't see any difference when he played today either. I mean, on Sunday he did shoot 6 under, which is really good, one of the better rounds of the day. But
I heard statistically his proximity to the hole on wedge and iron shots was the best it's been in quite some time.
yeah, which is
I'm not Mr. Statistics with that. I feel like, at the end of the day, if you're not rolling the rock, you're in big trouble. But
yeah.
the fact that Butch has got him, at least hitting the ball better, that's promising. I mean, he didn't I didn't watch a ton of that, but did he have that wicked left miss going, or was he keeping it
No,
on the rails?
no, he was good. He had 24 putts. Let's see, he was averaging just about 311 yards off the tee, and what else? Anything else interesting? Nah, he was pretty average.
Okay.
Strokes gained and approach to green 3.72. That's pretty good. It's ranked second. So it's pretty good ball striking there from to the approach. I mean, I don't
I think
know.
Rory's awesome.
I can't tell.
Rory's the man. He just doesn't win.
I can't
Like, I'm completely convinced he's phenomenal. He should have won 10 of these or 10 majors. I'm convinced he just doesn't win.
I can't tell. I don't know what he's gonna do. It's hard.
Yeah.
I, I, This
We can
Masters,
get more into. I didn't mean to drag you into the Masters. It's just very
we'll
enticing,
get.
especially when we get to Rory.
I know because I love watching Rory play golf, but in the past 2 years, I don't want. I've stopped liking hearing what he has to say and just kind of tune out.
He also
Um,
had two of probably the most heartbreaking major losses. I mean, like not the Greg Norman level, but like definitely in that category of just completely fizzling out on Sunday.
oh, I mean, of course, the one what 2011, right when he shot that abysmal
No, I
final
was I
round.
was thinking more. I was thinking more like Cam Smith tearing his heart out at St. Andrews,
Yeah,
and I
but
was
that
thinking about.
wasn't this. It's not the same. Like Augusta, he was in
Oh, no, no,
2011.
no! But I more meant recent 2011, so long ago. I mean, like to me, I
Yeah,
think
but
he probably.
it still haunts him. He still talks about it to this day, like he's like I should have won it. He still
Yeah,
talks about it that he should have won that
yeah.
Masters.
He's afraid. He shot an 80.
Yeah, and
It's
like
tough.
he like hit a good shot, and then like the next hole he hit one so bad that it would just take anything out. It would just deflate any momentum he had going.
Yeah, it was not what you wanted, but
Yeah. Let's see.
so
So before I get on to the Masters, let's see, going down a leaderboard for PGA Valero, is there any other person that sticks out to me? Not really. I mean, Fleetwood's up there, -8. I mean, the thing is, though, like you got to look at it, right? Akshay and Denny were at 20 under, and then Rory is third at -11. They blew the
well,
field.
that's where my head goes too. It's kind of like, yeah, like a top 10 is really good, but it's like you weren't in it. Like it's kind of like it goes down as, hey, great job, you had a top 10. But
Yeah.
you didn't like threaten the lead. You were freaking 13 shots off the lead.
Yeah. If you didn't shoot a 63 like these guys did, Akshay and Denny did, you had no chance. Because the other rounds, Denny and Akshay each had a 68, 67, and a 70. Like they had the same it's the same score, right? But other guys, did they shoot that 63? No. Nobody shot. They're the only two guys that shot 63, it looks like, that made the cut. Yep, that was it. So nobody else really had that amazing round. I don't know. Then you got Jordan Spieth. I mean, he had that adventure on Saturday, which was interesting, but it's stuff like that that makes me think that I mean his game is like a B plus, right?
Just
He'll
to
play.
clarify, the adventure you're talking about where he decided it would be a good idea to hit the ball on top of the clubhouse to
I
get free
think
relief.
I think that was Greller in his ear saying hit it on top of the clubhouse and like
I don't think it's a bad idea. I think it's like borderline unethical. I mean, I'd do it for sure. I'm not above it.
if there's
It's
no
just,
OB, if they don't mark OB out there, and it's like, well, it's not OB, there's no local rule or nothing. So like,
it's TIO or whatever. I mean, to
yeah,
me though, like where I go with that is that's almost like conduct unbecoming. You're like, it's just kind of like, oh, don't do that.
yeah, he's gonna
I
get a
don't
letter.
know.
He's gonna get a letter in his locker
You
after
should,
the round.
I hope he gets a fine for that. That was tough. It's just like really, like
Yeah,
it was just like I don't know. I get it,
well,
but it's just like I don't know.
but you know what though? It'll get him some points in the PIP, you know, because
True.
of all the social media that they had. Of like, did you see what Jordan Spieth did? So maybe he'll get
Yeah,
some PIP.
everyone's like losing their absolute minds. It's like the world ended.
Yeah,
I
but how
mean,
many times that happened before? Even Tiger Woods did it back in the day on top of the freaking clubhouse roof and he chipped it down. So it's happened before. It'll happen again.
okay. Yeah, I'm not as up on all that. I just saw it. I was like, that's sporty. I don't love it. I don't hate it. Just kind of like interesting.
Hmm. All right. Going
So
down the list, Aberg is -5. Didn't really have a lot. That's about the only other guy that I'm looking at that I think is interesting for the Masters. So we'll
did you mention
talk.
Hideki?
Hideki was up there where
He was ahead of Tommy
he
last,
was
or he's tied to Tommy last.
T7 at 8 under. Yeah, shot 100 today. I mean, it's solid golf.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he gets it done. I just was more didn't know if you mentioned. I mean, I don't think. To me, honestly, like you're saying, I think like T5 through T15, like it's good, but I don't like look at it like, oh, I don't see like Matt Fitzpatrick at T10. I'm like, oh my God, he's going to win the Masters.
No, you look at it like, oh, it's just an average start.
Yeah, and it's just kind of like he kind of did it in the weak field event or not the greatest field, a kind of an ish golf course. Like
Yep.
not like it's bad. It's just not like like I think Dural's a lot harder. I think it's more penalizing unless you dump a wedge into 18 pond. But
Well, both
you
both
know,
guys did that, so Who knows?
Exactly.
All right. So, all right. Well, I guess we'll move on to the important story of the week, the Masters, right? Finally, the unofficial start to the golf season. Everybody's excited for it. A lot of controversy again with the Liv boys showing up and John Rahm being the defending champion. Did you see his champions dinner menu?
I didn't read it, which is probably like something I should have done, but it didn't
How do you
sound
see it and
overly.
not how do you see it
I
and not
saw it
read
on
it?
Instagram. I didn't read it. All right, I'll pull it
Oh,
up. I'll pull it up. You want the play-by-play here? Because he's a live guy now. Now I'm responsible for the menu. All right, hold on.
no, you're responsible for you're the live representation on this
That's what I'm
podcast.
saying. Now this is in my. All right, hold on.
I'm just
All right, all
I'm
right.
I just browse and I'm just if it piques my interest, I'll tune in every
I'm
once in a
just
while.
I'm just happy to be here. All right. Oh, it's mostly in, I guess, Spanish. I don't know what it's in. Yeah, I don't know. I pulled it up.
It
It
sounds
says,
good. It sounds good. I'm sure it'll be good.
yeah, ensalada. I don't know. This version of it's in Spanish, which is
Yeah.
tough.
I mean,
Tough for me.
Hideki a couple years ago, no, was it last 2 years ago when Hideki had the sushi? That was pretty good. That sounded pretty good to me.
Yeah, I heard. Obviously, like the champion pays for it. Did you hear about every time Bubba did it? He did. He just had like chicken with gravy and mashed potatoes. He just did the cheapest thing he could do. Oh, he did it. He had apparently the same or very similar menus in 2012 and 2014, or for the dinner for
Well,
2012 and 2014.
if he
Very
win,
Bubba-esque,
if he wins again, he could use the live money to pay for a nice.
classic. No,
Uh,
they're getting turkey and stuffing or whatever.
yeah, they're getting deli sandwiches.
He's like, guys, I got a 6 foot Italian.
Yeah.
Oh, classic.
Yep.
But all right, so as I guess the live with the live bot, I guess that's where we're at here. So I'll run through who we got representing the live boys
The
here.
live guys. All
So
right.
yeah, so we got Bryson, U.S.
Yep.
Open exemption. We got Sergio Garcia, past champion exemption. We got Terrell Hatton, 2023 Tour Championship qualifier. So he played in the
Yep.
Tour Championship. That's disqualification. DJ, past champion.
Yep.
Kepka got refreshed, so he's on the 2023 PGA Championship exemption.
Yep. 5 years.
Adrian
Yep.
Moronk, yep,
Yep.
Adrian Moronk, 2023 top 50 OWGR.
Yep.
Phil, past champ. Joaquin
Yep.
Neiman, special exemption. I
Yep.
forget who else he got. I believe there was three South American players who got special exemptions. He obviously did some pretty substantial stuff in the offseason. I think he came, I want to say it was either top five or top 10 it was either I think it was the Australian PGA. And then the week later, he won the Australian Open. So he's been making some hay. A lot of that was to
Yeah.
qualify for the British Open. And then I think he still has to do US Open qualifying. But so Augusta extended the special invite to him. Rahm, past champ. Patrick Reed, past champ. Charles Schwartzel, past champ. I believe that's the Charles Schwartzel won when, didn't he win 2011 when Rory imploded?
Who is that?
Was Charles Schwartzel? Was that the 2011?
Yeah, that was
Or am
him.
I
Yep.
mixing up?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yep. That was him.
All right. And then we got Cam Smith, Open Championship exemption, and then Bubba Watson, past champ.
Yep.
So 13
Who
live guys. I don't think
who's your pick to finish either win it or finish the highest?
so. I had a couple. One of the things I wanted to cover, I had golf comparisons. So a couple, like Brooks versus Rom, Brooks versus Cam. I think it really comes down. I don't think Rom defends. I don't think his game's as sharp as it was going in last year.
Do you think?
I
Well,
think
all
it's
right. Is he going to make the cut?
yeah, he makes the cut. It's got to make the
Okay,
cut.
but is he's
Rom's floor is so high. Rom can just go out there and meander
and
and shoot,
is he in the
67.
is he in the mix come Sunday or is he more of just like
Nah,
hanging around?
I think 15 to 10th is where I see him.
All
I don't
right,
think he gets it
so
done.
like middle of the pack, decent showing.
I think
Not
it's respectable. Like, what did Scotty do when he
yeah,
defended? Like T8 or something?
yeah. TH still pretty goddamn good.
No, was it T8 though? It was something.
Yep.
All right, we're back.
Yeah, we're back.
All
Technical
right, we'll do it live.
difficulty. Yeah, so you're
Yeah,
saying, all right, so Rom, middle of the pack, Not
Yeah, I don't think
much.
it's. I think he's like top 15. I don't think he breaks top five though. I would so answer your question as far as who's my pick. I'm between Brooks and Cam. I was really hoping to see Cam Smith play this week. He withdrew, like I said, after the first round, which is a killer. So because of that, I got to go Kepka. I just he doesn't look like he's in good form, um, which is just fantastic.
Like
But
last year.
I
Yeah.
want, yeah. Well, last year he did win the whatever the Live Golf Orlando
Oh
right
yeah,
before,
yeah. He
and they
came in
came
playing
storming
well.
in. I don't know. I just the thing with Brooks, it's like Brooks never looks like overly impressive, and then he just gets there, he's like, oh, I'm gonna win, and then he just like lights it up. So
That's
I
what he
mean,
does.
I don't know how with Brooks's ball striking and the putter, he's got that rock solid putting. He's got the temperament. I think he wins a lot, or I think he saves a lot of shots between the ears. So I would go Kepka. Um, but I mean,
Solid.
when I look at the list, I think Kepka's got a shot. I think Bryson's got a shot potentially if he
Yep.
can keep it on the planet. I think
Yep.
Cam, and I would say the other two guys that I'm like they keep just jumping off to me. I think Sergio's been playing so freaking good. Like I know that would be crazy, but I think Sergio's got a heck of a shot, and then I think Reed's pretty solid. Like so, that's actually I'm in this pick'em thing, and we have like five tiers, and you get
Yeah.
to pick a pro from each tier, and whoever
Oh, different
finishes the
dollar
highest.
amount.
Yeah. Oh no, it's like the tier. It's based off of betting odds. That's how they
Yeah.
do it
Okay. Okay.
to get it over the OWGR. And the one thing I'm like stuck on, and I'm curious what your take is. So the one tier has Sergio and Patrick Reed. So Patrick Reed over the last 3 to 5 years has had just absolutely amazing finishes. But it's like P Reed not showing us all that much, but every time he shows up at down Magnolia Lane, absolutely just flushing it, plays amazing. Sergio has had two top twos basically in the last five events in Live Golf. And he's an awesome Masters
Yeah.
player as well. So it's like I'm curious, who do you think? Do you think the form's more important, or you think the record around Augusta? And obviously,
I
we're talking
mean,
two past champions.
I would say the record at Augusta has a lot to do. I mean, look at Tiger, right? And when he came back the other year and he made the cut and beat a lot of people that first round, it says something about just knowing how to play that golf course and knowing where to miss and knowing the little bumps and where to place your ball. It says a lot. That goes a long way.
I totally
And
agree.
to score well at this place. I mean, everybody knows that. So, and Augusta has a very good way of identifying who's doing that too. I mean, he'll know, right? You look at their stats of the eventual winners. It's always they were doing. Usually, they were putting the ball in play, struck their irons well, and putted very well. That's like kind of like the three main indicators of who's going to win the Masters. Is those three stats? You look at them. Usually, that's who your winner is, or your top players on the leaderboard comes on, and that they're going to lead in those categories too.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. I mean, I heard is it Trevor Engelman? I always forget how to pronounce his last name, but he was
Engelman,
talking
yeah,
about on one of yeah, he was talking. I believe it was on the whatever the fried egg. They were talking about Augusta a little bit, and the thing he mentioned was the approach shots are just the most important thing.
yep,
He's like, you can kind of you could fake it a little off the tee, not a lot, but you can kind of
no,
work with a little bit of errantness. But he's like, you cannot miss on the wrong side, and you
no,
gotta have the distance control good off of the crazy lies.
yeah.
So
I mean, you play. I mean, it's hard to see on TV sometimes the lies that the players have to deal with. But like when they go to those low cameras, and if you played classic golf courses before, if you miss on the wrong side, you're absolutely dead. Like either a there's probably a chance you're gonna three putt, or the ball's going off the green if you don't stop your ball within 2 feet of the hole and your ball's off the green at that point. I mean, look at number
oh
nine.
yeah.
Nine is a great example of that. When that pin's in the front on like Friday, if you're above the hole, forget it. Most of the time, most amateurs, I would say, would put the ball off the front of that green.
Oh, absolutely. I don't recall which hole it was, but in 2011, do you remember when Tiger, it was one of the par fours, he like boomerang,
One
like
of the
he
14
boomerang.
par fours, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was on the front. It was before, it was either like
10
maybe
par
five or
fours,
six.
sorry.
It was like five or six. I think, trying to forget who was on the broadcast, but
Probably
basically
five.
he threw it to the right and then juiced it all the way to the left under the hole.
Yeah, that's
And it was
five.
just like, Yeah, like that's the kind of stuff that just shows you like he was the only guy putting from there. But that's, I mean, that's one really great decision making, but it's also being, Tiger Woods. But it's
Yeah,
just, I think that kind of exemplify or like, highlights you can't like miss the wrong spot and you got to know kind of how to play the angles and how to
that's
work
right.
it.
That's
But
right.
so all right, that's like some of the initial live stuff. What do you got as far as like
Let's say the
top
rest of
five?
the rest of the field. So I got the field up in front of me. I mean, Aberg, right, starting in alphabetical order. It's hard not to want to say that kid's going to do well. He's been playing well, like in everything. He's got the game. He's a young kid and is going to be fiery, right? I think he'll do well. Um, Patrick Cantlay look next. I'm not liking him
The tool
whatsoever.
man.
Well, literally and
Yeah, okay.
figuratively.
Yeah, yeah. No, thank you. It's
No,
going to be a hard no.
no. And even if he is leading, I might just like take a nap and pick him up a hole later, and I'll be fully
Yeah,
rested at that point.
yeah, exactly. You look so refreshed.
Yeah, I know. And it's like, oh, great. I didn't miss anything. Patrick Cantley's still lining up.
You imagine him with Brooks. Oh, Brooks would
Well,
strangle him,
that's
I
what
think.
happened last year. Brooks was like, just like, get, you know,
Was he with
hey,
Cantley last year?
what? No, he was
I thought it
behind.
was Rom. Oh, it
No,
was behind
he was
him.
behind
Yes.
him.
Yeah, that was tough.
He was behind him.
That was a slow car crash.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
yeah.
was.
I mean, my comment on Ludwig, I love him. I think he's awesome. He just the driving of the ball is incredible. I don't think his like middle iron play. Everybody kind of poo poos it a little. I don't think it's
Yeah,
bad. I don't like see him as like this. Like I look at a guy like Cam Smith or even like a guy like Homa, where their approach play is just crazy. And I
yep,
think a guy like that, like I don't think he's at that level. And I don't know if he can. If I don't know if his advantage he gets off the tee is going to translate to like elite
it's
scoring to get it
true.
done. I think
Yeah.
he could be a top 20. That wouldn't shock me at all.
Listen, I mean, it's one of the. I don't know if it's his first or it might be his
No, it is.
first.
This is his first major. He's like
Yeah.
top 10 in the world, and it's his first
Oh,
major.
yeah,
It's
that's right. That's
insanity
how it worked. Yeah.
because
Well,
yeah, it's the weirdest thing.
we'll see. He's somebody to look for. I mean, I'll certainly be looking for him on Thursday. Let's see. You got Akshay next. I mean, I'll be watching him. Anybody else that sticks out to me right away? I mean, Jay Day. We'll see about him. I mean, he's been playing pretty well lately. He's
Well,
kind of
he was tearing it up last year, and then he got vertigo on I forget which day it was, but he was like threatening the lead. He was playing
yeah.
really
It popped
solid.
up again on him. I mean, he's his floor is like a lot of people's ceiling. So he'll always just be at the top and always in it. I mean, unless he's got a full on meltdown or just has a bad bad few stretch of holes.
I kind
I
of put him in
think
that category with Rosie, where he's kind of just rock solid. He's like he's got the experience. He's not going to go do anything stupid.
right, right. But does he have enough to put it away? I don't know. I, I in 2015 when he was winning everything, I would say yes, but now, he just he's shown that he could play at that high caliber, but to close it out, I'm not too sure about that. We'll see. Big Tone's next. I mean,
Stop.
yo,
Just move. No, next, please.
he's like but he's like one of those guys like from back in the day, back in the early 2000s, where it's like, yeah, he'll be around, always be
Listen, if
around.
this was at TPC Twin Cities, this would be Fina's day. But unfortunately, it's not. It's at Augusta.
Should
So
just
I'm gonna say no.
should just get like a security guard, dislocate his ankle real quick, and then pop it back into place, and be like, all right,
Yeah.
go do a top five.
That'll be in the final. That'll be in the final round with Tiger.
Yeah, Matt. All right, we got Matty Fitz. I don't know.
No.
I
Nope.
never really played.
Do you see if you look on his qualification? He's the most qualified person there.
Yeah, he's got the most numbers, and
Jesus Christ.
it's like, but it's so funny. It's like I just want the number one. I don't, just give me a
Oh
one.
yeah. No, exactly.
Erase all the rest. Give me a one. You got Ricky. I mean, again, another guy to watch. Do I think he's got it?
Nah.
No. I, the U.S. Open, it's disappointing. Like
You're
it
saying
was
the LACC one that he laid the egg in?
yeah, yeah, he just didn't
Yeah.
have it that round. He just kind of was like it was just it wasn't a train wreck. He didn't fall apart. He just didn't play like he did the last 3 days, and like
Yeah,
it just didn't have it.
I heard KBV on No Laying Up talking about it on that Saturday night on one of their podcasts, and he
Yeah,
was saying, I guess he spoke to Rick, and Rick was like not overly. It didn't sound like he wasn't confident, but he was like he was okay with whatever happened. And as soon as I heard that, I'm like, he ain't winning.
yeah.
That's like the worst. Like I'm okay with whatever happens. It's not the attitude of a
No, you
winner.
don't want to be complacent. You want to be like, man, I'm gonna go out
Yeah,
and win this goddamn thing.
yeah, and he just did not have it. Should have gone
Yeah.
with the honest belt.
We got Max Homa. I mean, again, another guy that's like, yeah, he plays well, but then he doesn't play well in certain things. I don't know what to think.
Agreed. All right, I'm gonna go back up on you. I'm sorry. Hatton. Do we think Hatton's got any juice?
No, nothing.
Really?
Nope.
Okay. All right.
We'll see
I'm
though.
not a big Hatton guy.
No,
The fire's there. He cares. I
he's
feel like
always
caring matters
fiery.
a lot.
He's
Oh,
always
he's like the old school Rom, where he's just losing his mind after every shot.
he's he's like the angry drunk. You just look at him wrong, and he's gonna punch you in the face.
Yeah, he is.
All right, Victor. I think this might be it for him.
You think he does something?
I think I think he gets his major.
See,
Like
I think Victor's awesome.
he's been knocking at the door for. I mean, while you say what you're gonna say, I'm gonna look up his record for the past few majors.
I'm like huge Victor guy. I think Victor's awesome. I he had like obviously massive, short game issues. Like I guess early last year, got him kind of dialed in, and then chases down or tries to chase down Brooks at Oak
Yeah,
Hill. Just absolute, just tons of firepower, making some magic happen down the stretch. He won the Memorial. He won the Tour Championship. Did he win the BMW as well? He like tore it up down the stretch.
yeah, he
But
did.
then he fires his short game coach, and now I don't think he's even at a top 10 this year. Like that's not great. It's a little damning.
I mean, so after his last crappy performance at the 2022 U.S. Open, he's gone T4 at the Open of that year. Then last year, in order, T7 at the Masters, T2 at the PGA, 19th at the US Open, T13 at the Open Championship. And I could argue the Open, last year's Masters, and the PGA last year, he had a chance to win all those any of those tournaments.
I thought there was a healthy chance he was gonna catch Brooks. He got
Yeah.
kind of banged up in that bunker, but I mean
Yep.
he was on it. That was not him. He didn't lay
No,
down. He had
that's
to
right.
go and he just didn't get it. Like that
Nope.
happens.
No, and on that same whole Brooks stuff, it's like a foot. And
That's because he's Brooks. He's a cold-blooded
yeah,
killer.
and it's Brooks, exactly. So, all right. Let's see. DJ, I mean, always a live guy. I still think he can play this golf course.
I mean, does his win have an asterisk next to it because he won it in the one in November when the course played totally different?
Yes, it's still a Masters, but yeah, it's not the
Oh yeah,
same.
no, he didn't like. I mean, I think he was just wildly lucky COVID happened, and he got to play it when it was soft, and he could drive at 320 and then stuff a wedge on every hole.
Yeah, but so did everybody else. So he beat the field. It's
I'm not
golf.
saying it's a bad win. I'm just saying it's like I think that it helped him. I think that was like
Yeah,
his best shot at it.
there is an argument for that. Yes, but golf is you have to beat not only the golf course, but you got to beat everybody else playing the golf course too. So,
And
I,
he's not setting up the conditions. I get it. Like he's got to play what's out there. I'm not
yeah,
poo
and
pooing it. I'm
the
just like,
greens will always be the greens. Like it's you can't take the difficulty out of those. So
yeah, I'm looking actually right now at his previous results here. He's got starting 2015 T6, 2016 T4, didn't play 2017, 2018 T10, 2019 T2,
yep.
2020 first, cut T12, T48. So yeah, he's been sending it there. He's got a lot. I didn't realize he had that much success coming into it or like earlier on. So no, I'm
Yeah,
with you.
but post live, I mean, he's been trending the wrong way. So we'll see what
T12 solid.
T2 is good.
Yeah.
All right, moving along here. We talked about Brooksy. I mean, again, too, I gotta agree with you there. Hard not to pick the guy.
He's just a tank, and it's like if he's healthy, like and he's got this demeanor where he's like he's almost like Scotty, where he's just like he's unflappable. There's no emotion. He's not talking to himself. He's not going like the
Yeah.
Bryson, like I'm a crazy person down the stretch. He's just like the Iceman.
Yep. No, he wants to go out and win it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the most winningest active out of the most active players right
No,
now. He's got the
no. There's
most
one
majors.
more.
I
No,
know
no,
it's
no,
I know it's Tiger, but
no. Phil the Thrill.
well, Phil too, yes. Outside
I
of
think
those
I
guys,
think Phil's got a better chance than Tiger to win.
oh yeah, 100%.
Phil came in T2 last year. Like that, so just jumping back real quick to your J Day comment. So you're like, does J Day have enough down the stretch on Sunday to get it done? I will add, like my comment on that is, does Phil have enough down the stretch on Sunday to get it done? And my initial answer is 100%
Of
yes.
course, yes, of course. I would always. He's a six-time major champion. You
But
know,
do you think that Jason Day is as good as Phil?
no, not even close.
Really?
Phil's.
Like as of today, you don't think he's as good?
You're saying Phil is as good as Jason Day right now?
Yeah, like those two teeing it up. Like I think that they're very comparable.
I would.
I
It's
think J
it's
Day's
tough.
better, maybe.
It's tough. It's a tough. I think JD is a little bit better because he's got the youth on his side. But when
Yeah.
it comes, but Phil's just so goddamn good at Augusta that like it's hard to.
Well, and I mean, what's Phil's last major championship? He beat Brooks Koepka on Sunday on the longest major championship venue in history,
Yeah,
and he hit mini driver off half the tees.
and it's that the Ocean course is no slouch. It's one of the hardest golf courses in the world.
Oh, yeah. I think that's way harder than Doral, and Doral is nasty.
Yeah.
Sorry to jump around on you. That was just kind of
No,
my initial thought. It's just kind of like it's
that's
like
that's
it's
the way
just
they should
crazy.
be. We're
It's just
just it's
yeah.
just it's way we're just gonna go back and forth. So, all right, we're gonna move down. Minwoo Lee. I kind of he's fun to watch. He's fun to watch to play golf because he just has an amazing swing. I don't think he'll do much here.
Minnie was the
Um,
kid with the mustache and the mock turtleneck,
yeah,
right?
yes, yep.
He's like the 2024 AK, but without a drug problem.
I don't know. I don't know. I
I
wouldn't
mean, he's
compare.
aggressive. He bogeys things like crazy, but he
I
makes tons
wouldn't.
of birdies.
I
He's
don't think
nuts.
I don't think there's a comparison there between the two. All
Okay.
right, moving next down the list, Rory McIlroy. There's a lot we could talk about him that we've already talked enough about, but like there's more. There's a whole more we could talk about. I mean, it it's so polarizing right now. I don't know how to feel. What do you think?
As far, I think Rory is like when you watch him golf, I think he's just amazing. I think his ball strike is incredible. I think his biggest weakness is like the putter gets some big streaky at times, and then he starts trying to hit his wedges like ultra tight,
It's
and
his
then they kind
wedges.
of leak. It leak. I feel like the putting goes bad. It leaks into his wedges. Then he's trying to jam everything, and you know what it's like. You start trying to hit every wedge to a foot. It's not good.
He's forced to throw darts at everything. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not what you want. So I mean, but I think like schematically, like he's so solid, but I don't think he has what it takes to get it done. I feel like he has one round per major that just doesn't go great. And it either is like the Thursday round and then he's chasing, or it ends up being the Sunday round and he just shoots even par and it's just kind of like lacklustered.
Yeah, I just hope it's not like the other year where it was a backdoor second place because he shot out of his mind on Sunday on the back nine, and it was like, man, if he could have just did a little better. But then it's hard to say that because it
He
puts him in
lost
a
by
different.
four.
What's that?
That backdoor T2 was again, that was because that was when
That was Scotty. That was a
yeah,
Scotty one.
well, yeah, it was the Scotty year, but also what's his name?
Colin.
He doesn't. Yeah, Colin, the guy who does nothing.
Yeah,
Um, yeah,
we'll
those
get to
two both
him.
did that. Yeah, he's. I don't even want to talk about him.
It's
But
just
those two, they were down
do
by
I
four. Like it wasn't even close.
do I think Rory gets the major here? No. Does he have a chance this year? I think so. I mean,
You're
they're
saying in a
going.
different major.
Yeah, they're going back to Valhalla this year, right? So he won there
Yeah,
last
Bahala,
time.
Pinehurst. I feel like either of those. You
Pinehurst,
could do
but
decent.
I got to be honest with you. You've never played Pinehurst, but Pinehurst, I would say the way it is now is comparable to like Augusta, how Augusta is because of the greens. I mean,
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not super familiar with that.
yeah. All right, we got who else? Well, now we got Morikawa that I'm looking at next, and I don't have
No, no, thank you.
in the 20s somewhere. Probably is what I'm thinking. If
Yeah,
if
he
if
just
he's playing if he's playing decently, he probably got in the 20s somewhere around there.
yeah, he doesn't do it for me. I think he's like when I
He's been
watched
like a
him,
non-factor for months now.
it's the oddest thing I've ever seen. When he was at Harding Park and I watched him drive the green on was it 16 or 17
Right.
and he made the eagle. I was like, that is amazing. He just got after it. He played like a man. He was just firm, aggressive, awesome.
Right.
And like incredible. And then just like the kind of like character or like development or like the character arc of him, he's like then he comes out in full swing. Like just so unlikable, and his golf game is just kind of eroding away. It's just not. I don't enjoy watching it.
Oh, unlikable because of that
Yeah,
episode he had with with the
yeah.
clothes.
He doesn't like doesn't like olive pants with maroon shirts. I guess I don't know.
I never knew he was so fashionable, but
Yeah,
he is from
with his
California.
little shitty fade haircut. Fucking guy.
All right. I got to talk about Neiman because
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, our Chilean friend. He's the man.
I
He's
like
so
his
good.
I like his game. I like where he's coming in at. He's
I
been
do too.
playing.
He played good at Doral, like solid. He didn't place like super high. He what was he at? He stalled out the littlest bit. He came in team ninth. He bogeyed 11 and he bogeyed 17.
Yep.
Um, had a couple birdies on the back. Nothing like magical. That course is so hard to. I'm sorry. No, I apologize. I was looking at round one there. No, he did. No, he had it. I'm sorry. On the back nine, he had birdie, eagle, bogey. That's what he had on Sunday. But
Okay.
he ended up shooting just two under though because he also had a bogey and then a double on the front. But I think his ball striking is insane. He can roll the rock pretty good. He's not like a magician, but he's just I kind of put him in that like we were saying like maybe like the more vintage Morikawa Homa just ball striker just absolutely flushes it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, his irons are pretty goddamn fun to watch.
It's scary.
Yeah,
It's really
it's.
scary.
I mean, the side bend he's got hurts my back looking at it. Hurts a lot of people's backs looking at it, but it
Probably
works.
hurts his back if I was to
It
guess.
will, if not now, it will eventually. Yes. No way your lower lumbars can bend like that thousands of times a a week and not feel it eventually. All right, Rom.
I gave my 2 cents on Rom. This is all you.
Again, another. It's hard, but you know what? I still think somewhere in the top 10 is the way the rest of the field's playing right now, and the way he's been playing. He'll be up there.
Okay. I mean, I can't push back on. He's awesome. He's really awesome.
There's two things to consider, right? The way that person's playing it particularly right now, and the way the field's coming in too, right? You got to play the field. So
I think I'm giving like a little credit to like the fact I'm kind of disappointed that he hasn't won one of these live events. And it's not that he's like play like I think honestly I feel like the fields that he's playing against are just, like very solid. Like in order to win one of these things, like if you look at who won, you had the first live event, we had Joaquin and Sergio just dueling it out at the top. I believe Dustin Johnson won the second one. Then it was Joaquin again. I don't recall offhand who won the fourth one, but it's hold on, I can tell you right now. So we had Joaquin, DJ, Joaquin, Abe Answer, Dean Burmester. So it's not like he's like losing to guys that are super like that aren't super solid, but it's just like Rom's the big dog. Like you'd expect, like if he's as good as like we're all saying he is, I would think he would be able to knock one of these off. And he doesn't even have a top three in. Oh no, I'm sorry, he does have a top three in the first one, Mayakoba, but the other ones he doesn't have a top three.
yeah,
Just kind of, I don't know. It's not damning. I'm not like I think Rob's awesome. I would just have expected him to bang somebody up. But that being said, like Brooks and Bryson like have had some success, but they haven't like absolutely annihilated the live guys.
no,
You know, because there's
nope.
some good competition. They're solid. It's solid.
I mean, they are pros at the end of the day, right? So they're still going to throw up some solid numbers. You got to beat people to win.
Yeah, and I think like we were saying earlier, like those guys, they're playing a way more like they're getting guaranteed competitive rounds. Like they're not going, two and outs basically. You go to the Houston Open and miss the cut and then fly to somewhere else. Like they're playing all three rounds in contention the whole time. Like there's something to like getting really solid reps, and I think they're getting that. And I think some of those guys are a little sharper than maybe everybody's giving them credit for.
Yeah. All right. Well, now Scheffler. It's top three for sure. That's what I'm thinking. Top three. He's playing too freaking good.
I'll give you top five, but I think there's no chance he wins. Did you watch the Houston Open with that putter?
Did he play in the Houston Open? I don't think he even played.
Came in second.
Scotty Scheffler. Yeah. I
Missed
know
every putt
he
under
missed
the
it.
sun down the stretch. Missed this like a 5 footer on 18 to force a playoff. Just could not like the putter is back to
I know.
like I think
You know what?
Scotty's amazing tee to green, but that putter was a nightmare. He switched to that what's Jordan play? That the tailor made it's like the
Yeah.
you know
But
what I'm talking about. What's the
I
name of
know,
that putter
and
is?
Augusta really puts a premium on your putting. Like,
Like I don't think you need to roll in 25 footers, but like you got to
no.
make like a handful of 7 footers.
Yeah, and you got to lag putt the hell out of your ball too.
Yeah, I don't think he's got. It sounds laughable to say the number one player in the world has no chance. I think that putter is broken. Like I think there's something wrong between the ears with that,
It's been
and like
better lately though. It's been better, but
it
yeah, it's
was.
not. And
That's when
not
he won. Well, he won the Players and he won whatever the week
the Arnold
before,
Palmer.
and
Yeah,
yeah, but then he goes to the Houston Open and he's like killing everybody, and then he just get like kind of I wouldn't say chokes it away, but he gets it stolen from him because he can't make a 5 footer.
mm, I know. That was a poor putt too.
That's yeah,
He
he tugs it like
decelerated
he misses low side on an uphill
decelerated the
putt.
crap out of it.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. He
not
should have
good.
been just full send with that one and just rammed it home.
Yeah, I hate
All
to say
right,
that.
Spieth again. Same as Colin, top
I don't know. I feel
20.
like Spieth always has a shot.
I gotta be honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised if he missed the cut either.
Yeah, what did he do last year?
I don't remember. I don't know if he
I
did
thought it
any.
was good.
I thought it was good. Yeah, yeah.
One of the majors he played really solid last year. I thought.
I thought it was the Masters.
Didn't he come
Yeah,
in?
yeah, yeah. He teased T4 at 7 under with
Because he played with Phil in the final in like the second
yeah,
like I think it was him and Phil just tore it up on Sunday.
yeah. That's
Yeah, I
right.
don't know.
Yeah. Again,
I,
another guy. It's like I wouldn't be surprised if he finishes top 20 or if he misses the cut. Either way, I would be like, oh, okay, makes sense.
I heard. I think it was on the. I'm almost positive it was on the Shotgun Start. Those guys had a meme of Spieth. It was like just a guy, and then 1 week a year Augusta guy. It was funny.
He's like built to play that golf course. I mean, yeah.
He's just made for it. He's just like Superman at Augusta.
Let's see. All right.
But
Anybody else down the line?
I don't think.
Zalatoris? I don't know. I haven't seen enough of the kid since he came back from his injury to even make a comment
I
there.
don't. I don't think Zalatoris does it. I don't think Cam Young. I think doesn't have the juice. I think the putter just like I watched him play that Valspar thing, and he
Oh, his
just
figure eight putting stroke too.
yeah, you hate to see that. Not great. I
And
don't
then,
think. I mean, the
but
cat.
listen, I'll always be a Tiger fan. I grew up watching him play, right? I mean, would I want him to do well and compete? Yes. Do I expect it to? No. It's just all celebratory at this point. So whatever I can get is
Does he
great.
make the cut?
Yes, I'm just saying yes, just because I want to see him make the cut. I want to see that new
I
sun.
I, I
I
say
want to
yes
see
as
I
well.
want to see the Sunday red shirt come out and see what that looks like at Augusta.
Sun. You mean Sunday red? It's
Something
two
like that.
words. Yeah,
Yeah.
they made it. It's 3 words total. They broke Sunday into 2 words, obviously.
Yeah. There's a funny meme
Ooh.
saying it looks like the Slazenger logo. That was hilarious.
Yeah, that's tough. That's really tough.
So
I mean, I'm a big TW guy, but I can't get those shirts. It's too much.
you got to stick with
Yeah,
the Nike.
that
The
that's
Nike
we
ones are nice.
you know Yeah, when I don't go with the TW, that's like when I abandon it.
Yeah,
That's a bad sign.
When Jeff doesn't hop on the bandwagon, you know something's not legit.
That's tough. That's a tough look. Oh, that's rough. All right,
Anyway,
so
we'll just
we
go
think
ahead.
Phil's got a shot here.
No, but I think he makes the cut.
All right, he's all right. He makes the cut. All right, now I got one more for you. Who's got a better shot to win this, Reed or Rory?
Rory. I'll say Rory.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I'm 100% Reed. I
See,
think
that's the
Reed's got
thing though.
way more juice.
You're all about live, and I don't
I just,
care.
I just,
I don't care if who between the two of them and all the BS that's gone on. I don't care anymore to be like, oh, I want the PGA to win just because of you know
that
fake
aside,
morals.
I think Reed's got way more juice at Augusta. If you look at his last so many starts at Augusta, it's
Yeah,
crazy.
and Rory's got all the pressure and the
All the
demons and all that
starts
stuff.
issue, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's interesting.
But
It's an interesting question.
all right, so are we calling it here? Just
Well,
about.
one more thing, we gotta look at the weather. I just was looking at it before because last year was garbage. But this year is a lot better. Thursday is gonna be some rain and wind, thunderstorms, but the rest of the week's looking great, especially Sunday. Sunday's like 84 and sunny. That's gonna be really nice to.
Is it? I didn't look at the weather. I
Yeah,
was looking at
yeah.
good old Jersey weather.
There's gonna
Gross.
be thunderstorm, maybe an inch of rain come Thursday. But I mean, that place drains so well, so that like 4 hours of rain, what they're saying is going to be nothing. Then it's breezy and sunny on Friday and nice. That'll dry up the course. Then Saturday, they're saying 78 with lots of sun, beautiful. And then I think Sunday is looking at 84, right? 84, mostly cloudy, light wind. I mean,
That's gonna be sweet.
it's
That's
going to
good
be
for Tiger. That's good Tiger weather right there. Baked
warm,
out fast.
right? Warm, humid, and sunny. I mean, yeah, because was it Nota Begay saying that like Tiger can't even move his ankle? Like, I don't even want to think about that. It just makes me sad. That's all.
Oh yeah, that
Self-inflicted.
was a tough one.
Self-inflicted.
Yeah, that was tough. Yeah, he really brought it back and then drove off a cliff. That's like literally. Not, not great. Oh,
So,
real quick, I'm sorry. We got to touch on one more person,
one
and
more
then
thing.
I have a final question. Wyndham Clark, we didn't touch on, which is tough. I think Wyndham is really good at driving the golf ball. I think he is kind of a bomb and gouge kind of guy. I think he doesn't have the juice to hit good irons. I just don't think he does it a lot. Um, I give him top 10, but I don't think he can win it.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. He's a very good player. I think against
It's
the
also
rest of
his
the
first time playing. It's his
yes,
first time playing Rebecca.
yeah, but he's still been playing really well,
He has.
really well.
So, all right, Jay, is that everything you got? One last one, and then we're good here.
All right, what's your last one? I'm good on that. Get in on
Final
that.
pick. One pick, one guy. Who's winning?
Let's see. I'll go through the list once again because nobody to me is like, oh, that's. I want to go. I'm like torn between Scotty and Brooks. I want to say Brooks just because like it'd be such an fu to everybody, and he would separate himself from the rest of the guys. All right, let's go Brooks. I'll go Brooks.
You're going Brooks.
Yeah, I'm going
All right.
Brooks.
The part of me, I only half believe this, but I got to go Bryson. I think he's so embarrassed here, and he's been playing really, really solid golf, and I think that he's just not going to stop until he has success. I think he's going to get it done.
You know
I think
his
he's gonna be smart off the tee, not a
yeah.
lot of driver. He's going to be hitting that little crank 3 wood all over all over
I
the
was saying
planet.
just I mean yeah he won the Winged Foot Open just because he bombed the crap out of the ball better than everybody else did, and that's what that golf. But since then, he's learned a lot on how to control his speed and distance and to play
He's
smarter.
had more success at the opens as well, which I think is a really good sign that he's not
Yeah.
just going like a madman, spraying it all over. So it would not shock me if he can get it done. He's also amazing lag putter, great putter
He
overall.
is an
That's going
extremely
to be
good putter.
big.
Yes.
That's going to help. So his best so far is his amateur debut at T16. I think he gets the W or at least the top five. So that's what I'm pulling for.
All right. It'll be an interesting match just because it's like a toss up. I mean, nobody's. I mean, you could say Scotty and them, but it's still like it's never guaranteed.
Yes. No, totally agree. But it's be good.
All right, man. Well, that was fun. Just instead of talking on the phone and on the drive in, now we can record. It's good talking to you.
Absolutely. All right. Talk to you later, bro.
All right, man. Be good.
Bye.
Bye.